So 1 in 7 Brits have some form of disability. That's true.
That's right, it's 1 in 7 Brits have some form of disability, which is what, about 10 million people. And that figure includes wheelchair users, those registered deaf and blind, and also those with hidden disabilities, which I didn't know, such as diabetes or epilepsy. Paul just remarking, it's great you've learned it off by heart, haven't you?
Yes.
So, what do you make of Britain's missing top model, then? A TV search for the country's best disabled model. Is this a brave new step for television? Because, let's be honest, there aren't that many shows on the box that feature those lacking limbs or one or more of the senses. Or is it another exercise in box ticking, something the BBC was accused of last week with regard to race? Now, the series started on BBC Three last night. 8 young women with a range of disabilities are competing to win a photo shoot with a glossy magazine. I'm sorry, a photo shoot is a top prize for a 6-week series? Ain't much, is it? The able-bodied girls on Britain's Next Top Model on another channel, they were battling it out for a professional contract worth hundreds of thousands of pounds. Photo shoot, hundreds of thousands of pounds? I don't know. If you missed it last night, take a look at this.
For the first time, the search is on to find a disabled girl who's got what it takes to break into the industry and make it as a top model.
Disability has a natural place in life, so why shouldn't it be part of fashion?
Over the next 5 weeks, these 8 girls will live together in this penthouse apartment.
I'm a little bit messy.
While battling it out against each other to win the competition.
I want this so badly.
I think she would be trouble on a fashion shoot.
I'll be so gutted if it didn't go with.
I can't imagine her making a career out of modelling.
They'll face a series of modelling challenges. Couture.
I don't have a lot of balance.
Lingerie.
Going to have to expose themselves, warts and all.
Catwalk.
And I was like, trying to get up the ramp. I screwed up.
Casting.
You are selling me something, so sell it to me.
And nude.
Nakedness and wheelchairs just don't mix.
So, does this series further the cause of non-able-bodied people in any way? One of the experts last night said she doubted any of the girls would get work in the professional modelling world. And after hearing that, I was left thinking, well, what's the point of the programme, then? I mean, aren't they just giving these girls false hope? Come and have a go at being a model, ladies, but there's nothing at the end of it.
A photo shoot.
Huh?
A photo.
A photo shoot, sorry. One of the show's judges is casting director Mark Summers, and he's kindly joined us this morning. And Mark, it's already coming through, and I know we'll see more of it later, that you seem to treat the girls just as you would any model. But I get the feeling some of the other judges, relative to what I've seen of judges in other programmes, are already reacting differently to the girls because they're disabled. Would that be a fair assumption?
I think it is, but I think it's because, you know, it's a brand new programme. People are very cautious still, and, you know, and some judges do have their own agendas, you know. And I'm just blatantly honest, and I treat girls the same I would any performer coming into my
like
studio.
I said, that came across. And because I'm thinking, if the purpose of the programme... Well, what is the purpose of the programme? Is it to show that disabled girls have just as much chance or right to be a model as able-bodied girls?
I think, for me, personally, the reason I wanted to get involved, and I think the reason that a lot of the other judges wanted to get involved, was because it opens this issue up. And, you know, people are very scared to talk about disabled people, or too, you know, political, and go, oh, we can't say this about them, we can't say that about them. And people are people, and if this opens up the agenda and people start talking, so be it.
But if the pot of gold at the end is a photo shoot for disabled girls and contracts worth hundreds of thousands of pounds for able-bodied girls on a similar kind of show, but on another channel, then we're already saying disabled girls are treated differently, aren't we?
But, you know, the photo shoot is with somebody very artistic, Rankin, who probably is one of the world's best photographers.
I'd still rather a couple of $100,000, wouldn't you?
Yeah, maybe.
Right.
But
so we are treating the girls differently? Even the prize, the ultimate goal, is different for disabled than it is for able-bodied?
I think that's just the first initial prize, and I think with American Top Model you can offer money and things like that. For me personally, I want to see the girls work after the show, and I want them to work. I want them to do other things.
Do you think they will?
I think 1 or 2 of them will. I think they're very ambitious. I mean, from day one, the girls' intelligence and, you know, their personalities, they had something about them. There's 3 or 4 girls there that want it so bad that they're going to make it. I don't know if they're going to make it in modelling, necessarily, 1 or 2 of them, but they are going to make it in other parts of the media.
And last question from me. I mean, the BBC last week accused of box ticking, you know, that they put an unusual number, an unfair number, some might say, of black and Asian faces in programmes so they can say, oh, we've got the black and Asian quotient there. Do you think that there's an element of box ticking here with the disabled, the BBC Let's Do a Show? I mean, Beyond Boundaries, a fantastic series, you know, taking disabled people and getting them to cross continents.
See, I don't think with this show, Richard, the producer, has been making disabled programmes for 20 years.
Yeah.
So he wanted to make a programme that crosses that boundary. You know, a programme not shown at 12 o'clock at night. A programme that disabled people, able-bodied, can, you know, they can watch together. And I don't think it is. I think people really put their necks on the line to actually make this show. Yeah. And I think people are going to really, really enjoy this show. And they're going to actually learn and see that disabled people are people.
Yeah. But are they being treated fairly relative to other girls? Isn't that the test here in the modelling? Shobna, you used to model, didn't you?
I used to model, yeah. I mean, I used to model quite a long time ago. I was 19. Obviously, it was difficult.
So you'd have had to deal with the colour issue.
Yeah, I did. In fact, I modelled in Paris. I was a couture model, and they used to call me the coloured girl with the big breasts.
Nice.
Nice. And that's how I was identified and sold. Anyway, yeah, I don't model anymore, and I think it was difficult as well. At that time, it was difficult because a lot of the makeup artists used to say, so have you brought your own foundation? And I'd go, well, no, I'm only 19, you know, what do you... I don't know, what do you say? Anyway, it's not about... this is not about race right now. This is about disability. Yeah. And what I'm saying here is it's great that it's visible.
Yeah.
Fantastic, yes. But the opportunities are not there. And
so it's false hope?
It is false hope. It is false hope.
But then again, playing devil's advocate, it's also a step in the right direction, is it not? That if you demystify disability and if you bring it out into the open, then it may create hope further down the line.
I've got another point there as well. Then what do you do about Down syndrome?
Well, why not? We've had Down syndrome dancers.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is, you say in the Olympics there's the Paralympics and there's the Special Olympics, and they're two separate things. Who judges? What is it? What it's about? Where do we all fit? Can we not just have one general one for everybody?
I don't know. I don't know.
If you're going to have a show, everybody should be in it. Why do we have to always have specific things? I agree that it's necessary to have specific things in order to increase visibility at one stage.
These people would never get on to the other shows, would they? I mean, that's what we're accepting.
Well, that's maybe what the part that should change.
As Matthew says, this is one step, and may not be a big step, but it's a first step, maybe, in that direction. So it opens the issue.
Okay, so if it's the first step, then we should have the next step.
And young children seeing a disabled person going down the street won't, you know, maybe a bit less likely to go to stare at them, and, you know, like it opens up the image to everybody.
I think children will always stare because they always recognise difference.
Seen it on telly,
but they don't necessarily judge people as being better or worse for it. I think the real problem is adults who make a judgment, who are already doing it on that show, saying, I don't think there's going to be any work for them at the end of it. No, I mean, that's taking a view, isn't it?
But there's no work for unattractive people as models either.
Oh, there's the Uglies agency.
Is that, well, I don't know.
They're never off the phone to me. Paul.
That's true of any reality TV programme when you've got, I mean, I've got to look at the pop music stuff, and we've all seen them push right to the top of the ladder, and then they all fall back down again, and they've got to deal with it. And everybody leaves them alone, and they've got to find some way of coming to terms with the fact that they were incredibly famous for 5 minutes, and then it all ended. And a lot of these shows are like that. And I think the end result of this programme is it is bringing it to the public's attention. They will get more work than they would have done if the programme wasn't there. Yeah. And also, we have to be real and realise that they won't get as much work as models that are doing Vogue and stuff like that.
You think it's a good thing? Totally good thing?
On the whole, I think it's a good thing, yeah.
OK. OK, I just want to bring in Rachel before we take calls. Do you think it's a good thing, the programme?